So this is going to be a bit of a double feature video. I wanted to check out my torch, which is kind of not looking super hot these days, and show you guys how that's going, and then also wanted to show a few other critters that have kind of been hanging out. So I've turned the flow down a fair bit today because I thought that the tentacles were deflating because it was getting knocked around too much. I'm not actually sure. So that's one thing. Thing number two. This guy. Kinda hard to tell, but it's sort of got like hollow insides over here, which isn't great. So they kind of turned red a few days ago, and I just fed some Reefroids, so this is by contrast to my healthy Ultra Dragon Soul Fabia. I should not record videos when the washer is going. That would make sense. Some Utter Chaos, and some, I think that's like Armor of God, or Heretic, or some, I don't know, some kind of funky thing. And my little Watchman Goby, who I've been trying to catch, because it's about time he leaves the tank, but I haven't had any luck. Over here, I have this mysterious wiggly friend, and I'm not totally sure what it is. There's a tube, a little bit, but like I thought it was just another fanworm like this guy, but I'm not so sure. Yeah, definitely a little bit mysterious. Yeah, it's hard to clean the bottom of the glass down by the end. But look, see how it's like picking up sand? It has coated itself in sand, making this tube. So I feel like maybe it's another fanworm that's just building its tube out or something. I'm not sure, honestly, but it's a cool critter, and I kind of like him. So, here's the kind of front tank shot of everything. Sorry, I do not have a tripod or a stabilizer. Maybe someday I will get one of those things. I have a tripod for my camera, but not for my cell phone. I'm also just kind of testing how the Ultra HD works on this. Like, I've usually filmed in 1080, so we're gonna see if it makes much of a difference. I think chalices are just like some of the coolest coral out there. Like, they're very alien, you know, compared to almost everything else. Here, let's get way in there. And this is not a macro lens, to be clear. This is just like a cell phone. So I think it's kind of amazing that it can do what it can do. So that is a Hollywood Stunner, I believe. And this is the Miami Horror, which has been growing, but it's hard to measure because it kind of has grown down around the sides of the frag plug. Sorry, unless you're front onto the tank, it's kind of rough. I have this lovely gold mushroom, which I don't know if it's a jawbreaker, I don't know what it is. It's a nice mushroom, but it looks like underneath I've got a little tiny baby other mushroom on the foot, but it's getting shaded out by its parent. So that's not going anywhere. But yeah, the torch, and I don't think that's still alive, maybe it is. This little baby pink bird's nest. I can sort of see polyps on it, but I have not seen this thing grow at all. So I'm kind of skeptical that it even is. These ones, on the other hand, are doing great. So that one's doing really good. We'll zoom out a little bit. So I have that one. I have the stylo over here, also doing really good. And then we've got this other blue bird's nest, birds of paradise, or whatever it is. I love these corals. They're some of my favorite. My absolute favorite is this torch, though, except it's just been a sad sado. So, hoping that can change soon. I had a bacteria bloom. You might be able to tell from, compared to my last video, that my water is a lot clearer. It's, I'd say almost back to normal, / back to normal. Let's do a couple shots from the side. I have this. It's a stylo or stylosenia, I think. I don't know. No, it's not. It's some type of a thing. But it hasn't been doing a ton either, really, and the end has kind of died off because it got stung by something else. So I put it up top to get more light. And down here, this is a supposedly like a Jason Fox Space Jam or something that my phone doesn't want to focus in on. That's fine. Let's try one more time from the front. But yeah, it's got a little bit of polyp extension and stuff now, so it's doing better. There was also this super cool critter inside it, which you can see those little wigglers. Yeah, those wiggly bits are coming out of a hole in the top of it, which I might be able to see better this way. Yeah, so when you look down through, stay. That hole, just on like the bottom left or upper left side, I guess, there is like a worm or something that's living inside this coral, which is really cool. So where normally an extra polyp would be, there's this worm friend. So kind of neat. Also, this Ultragoniopora is doing terribly, and I stress terribly. So I've not really seen the polyps come out and wiggle or anything for a while now, so I'm a little bit concerned that it might be gonzo, but we're gonna see. It's a little brown in some places because, again, I did just feed reefroids and they haven't fully blown off yet, I guess. Moving along, down here, I have a mysterious friend who, again, not sure. Sorry, I'm like manually doing all the shutter speeds and stuff so that I can get better video for the most part. But this blob, which you probably can't make out, is a hermit crab. But I can't tell if it's still a live hermit crab or not, so he's gonna have to get a poke later. But my goby has been destroying all the sand, so really making like these tunnels and trenches everywhere, kind of. All the way that's all against the sides is basically because it piles up in a line. Same as like here. Everywhere he goes, he makes little paths. This guy, is that the goby? Yeah, that's my goby. There's also a high fin or flag-tailed dartfish in there, which I have not seen come out even once. I squirt frozen mysis at its head, and that has been its entire life. So let's see if we can see him from this angle. A little bit. Gonna have to go brighter again. Pump that ISO, and maybe you can see him. Yeah, just his body, I guess. But that long wiggly bit is him. And he's not really been doing much of anything. Again, he just kind of chills right here, which makes me sad because he's a very pretty fish, but I basically just paid for an expensive eyeball. And you can also see just the torch a little bit better. Oop. Maybe you can see the torch better. Sorry. I should probably set some of this stuff on auto, but I don't. So we have all its wigglers, wiggling, tentacles, what have you, but this is with a little bit healthier flow. But so I was worried it was banging up against its own skeleton there, but I can't tell for sure. So we'll see, I guess. But yeah, that is the tank tour for the day. Nothing too crazy, but I am still, I don't know, I'm leaning more and more towards dropping in the Kessil instead of the AI Prime. So people keep trying to sway me to get like an AP9X instead of the 360X, and to be honest, you save a bit of money if you're gonna get two later, but I don't know, I can't decide. So we'll see. Cheers, folks.